You can have the best HVAC company in town and still go broke because nobody can find you. Most of you think that just having a Google business profile alone is enough. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's not the case. And that's why your phone's quiet and you're sitting over there wondering why it feels like your competitor is just eating your lunch. This isn't theory. We're about to finish up a profile that's going to dominate Google Maps locally for an HVAC business, just like yours. We're showing you step by step how we're going to do it, while you're sitting over there crossing your fingers, praying, hoping that a phone call is going to come in. If you don't watch this, you'll keep guessing, and guessing doesn't pay the bills. All right, let's crack open a beer and jump right on in. All right, so up until this point, we have basically filled out most of our Google business profile. We've started to get a little bit of rankings on the map, as you've seen before, which meant that we have readjusted basically where we are targeting now. So now instead of targeting Claremore right out of the gate, now we're targeting Oologah, trying to get our foothold, and we're going to push out to Claremore from there. And the entire reason we're doing that is because when Google gives you an opening, you take it. Go ahead and grab your beer, and we're going to go ahead and jump right on in, pick up where we left off, and continue to fill out our Google Business Profile. After the end of this episode, we should have our Google Business Profile completely filled out, and then we're just going to be basically worrying about updating it as we go. And then from here, next week and from following there, we're going to jump into some of the back stuff that's behind Google, some of the website stuff, et cetera, et cetera. And we're going to show you exactly how we go about working on getting your business ranked in the local maps. And today, let's jump right on in and let's go ahead and finish up this Google business profile. As we log in today, we are logged into our Google business profile. As you can see, there's all these cards that pop up. You need to pay attention to these cards that pop up, because what this is this is Google telling you that you should probably take care of some stuff. When you take care of these cards and dismiss these cards, you're basically telling Google that you're active and all your stuff is accurate. So right out the gate, it says finish your ad. We're not worried about ads yet. We can view our 2025 record, which is not going to be very prolific yet because we have just created this profile. But basically, you can see we're already starting to get some action in on the Google business profile, but we don't have enough searches yet to actually get any search terms. Perfectly fine. We're early. Dismiss it. Address autocomplete, we'll cover that on our website side. Get your first reviews. We're trying. We can dismiss that. It is what it is. You can only ask for reviews from your customers, and we're not getting very many customers currently, so we're not getting very many reviews as of yet, but we will. Set up booking, we're also not going to worry about that yet. But here we have create an offer. We will worry about this one. So we do want to go ahead and post updates to our Google business profile relatively often. These updates should have all those industry keywords that we've already figured out in the previous videos. Should also state your locations that you're trying to serve. And this is going to further indicate to Google that you're the right business when people search for these terms in your location. And so the more updates that you can put out there, the better off you are as a business. It's wanting us to create an offer. Whether we create an offer or we add an update, it doesn't really matter. So right out the gate, we're going to go ahead and clear out all of our cards. So now all of our cards we're all caught up, right? Now we told Google we've been active, we've seen everything that it wants, and we have addressed all the stuff that we want to implement on our Google business profile. Now, if we were going to add an offer or add an update, what we do is you log into your Google business profile just like we did before, except for now we're going to click into add update. And so this is where that add offer that it wanted us to do. You can add an event. So if you're going to be like hosting some sort of event, or if you're going to set up a booth at some sort of an event, this is where you would go ahead and indicate it. Everything that you do in the world I want you to go on to Google and tell the world about it. The more that you can tell Google, the more places that you can name, like, hey, we're going to be down at the plaza on freaking Main Street, blah, 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 on July 4th. Put it in there, and then Google's going to automatically say, oh, he was in the plaza, blah, blah, blah. And so when people search in that area, you'll automatically populate. And so you want to add as much of this stuff as possible. Today, we're going to go in and we're just going to add an update. Okay. And so this is typically what you're going to do. This is essentially just like as if you're posting on Facebook. Matter of fact, you can take your Facebook post if you're already posting on Facebook and you can just double them up and do it over here on your Google Business Profile. First and foremost, your description here is the most important part. This is where you're adding your keywords, and this is where you are putting your locations and whatnot. The add a button, it says it's optional. It's not optional. Always put call now. There's going to be a little call now button. They can click it and it just immediately calls your business. Okay, so the button will be call now. We're going to go ahead and figure out our description, and we need to develop an image. And so from here, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add a description, and we're going to do that using our Google Gemini. All right, and so we have it pulled up to our Google Gemini that we have already built out, already knows all of our keywords, already knows all of our locations, etc. And so we can ask it questions without having to fill in a whole bunch of details. All right, so now we've asked it. I didn't phrase the prompt that good. Not a worry though. We have asked it a question, and so let's just see what it comes out. Is your AC struggling in Uval heat? Blah, 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 blah. Perfect. That works for me. I'm not going to go too far because literally we're not even doing this for customers to see. We're just trying to feed Google some of the proper keywords so that it knows to put us. Perfect. And so now we need to go over and create an image. How I typically create all my images is I use Canva. And so let's jump on into Canva now. All right. Once we are in Canva, we're going to hit the little plus arrow. Typically what I want, I'm going to hit custom size because typically what I want is a 16 by 9 image. Okay. So I switch it over into inches and just put 16 by 9. And then I'm going to switch it over into pixels. And that's just so I don't have to write 1536 by 864. All right, let's go ahead and start that up. So now we have ourselves a widescreen image, and this is how we're going to create our Google update. Now, we're not going to go too awful crazy because it's just an image that kind of better tells Google what the description, what the Google update is about. So we don't need to go extremely in depth. It doesn't have to be awesome, pretty, any of that stuff. But real quick, we've already uploaded some images, so I'll probably come over. Well, here's one of the things that we could do. So one of the things that we could do, we can actually go in here to design, right? And we could come up with, some sort of background that will work. If you type in something like, HVAC, it'll pop up with some cool stuff. So we could just go with something like this. All right, so now we've got this, and this is it's slow. And this is what we're going to do. So we're just going to change up this stuff here. So we're going to get rid of the image that's in the frame here. It's very slow. Normally faster than this. We'll just throw this image out there. We'll drop it in. Perfect. All right. Now we're going to do, well, actually, we just delete this whole thing. We're going to come over here, delete this. I don't need all that. We'll delete that too. We'll go ahead and put his website. I don't know why I put space. call. All right. Okay, I'll delete that. I don't need that. We're just gonna put Google on Claremore. We'll delete this dude here. Perfect. Grab that. I'll drag it down a little bit. Okay, we're gonna insert his image here. Pop it up here. Remove this. Just get rid of that. Okay, works for me. We're gonna make this a little bit bigger. Which means I need to make this a little bit bigger. All right, drop this down about maybe over here. Bring this up into it. About right there. Perfect. All right, so we just did something real quick. Now we're just going to download it. And click download. Download. Now you cannot put the phone number on the image, otherwise Google will kick it out. So the phone number is automatically going to be down in the description. It's going to say call now with your phone number. So don't put your phone number on this. You can put your website, you can put other information like that. But as soon as you put your phone number on there, it won't publish. Dude. All right, and once this thing starts downloading, it's going to ask you to name it. And here is where you're going to go ahead and apply some more of those industry keywords. And so in this scenario, I'm going to put something like AC repair services in Ulaga. Okay. Call Proactive Heating and Cooling in Claremore. Okay. All right. So now that's saved. And now we can go ahead and go back over. And then we're going to select that image. Okay. Boom. Perfect. And post. So we just posted an update. We created it. We created the image in Canva. We asked Google Gemini to give us SEO benefited description, basically. And it was just that quick and simple. I realize it's going to take you a little bit longer than that. And, that it happens because it is a little bit of a process. I realize I made that really easy looking right there. That might take you an hour or something. That's perfectly fine because once you're done, it's done and it is there. So as you'll see, it's not there yet. What the hell, right? Well, it's fine. Just hit refresh. There's a delay for it getting posted, and boom, as you can see, it was posted 38 seconds ago. So now we are there. All right. What are we going to do from here? Well, from here, we're going to complete some more stuff. So we're going to jump in right up here where it says edit services. Okay. Before we've already created our business categories. From our business categories, we have subcategories, which will be our services. Go ahead and click into edit services, as you'll see. So here we have our category, and then we have all these services that fall into that category. And we have our other categories and all these services. So we have all these services right here. Go ahead. Here's what I do. I'm going to go ahead and highlight all these services. Oh, maybe. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight all these services, right click, hit copy, go over to Google Gemini. We're going to say we need to fill out our service descriptions on Google Business Profile. Here are our services as Google has them listed. Make sure and write these descriptions with SEO in mind. That should be sufficient. We'll see how it comes out. And so now I'm just going to paste. Okay, so Control V, paste, and we'll see what Google Gemini says about all these. This part is a little bit tedious. I'm not going to lie. So this part is a little bit manual. So what we're going to have to do. All right. Okay. AC system maintenance. We'll see if they did them in order or not. So typically, when I do these, I have two screens. This is going to be a little bit harder. Actually, what I'm going to do. All right, so I have split it into two screens here. It's going to kick out our stuff. So we're going to go ahead and go into our first. We're going to go one by one. AC system maintenance. Click right into it. As you can see, we don't really want to set up a price because I don't really want to tell people a price before they get a phone call. Where am I at? Oh, for some reason I'm way up there. So let's scroll down and we're going to AC system maintenance. So keep, boom, we'll go all that. We're going to put it on the description and save. And we'll come back over here. We're going to click copy, a heating system maintenance. Perfect. Paste. And then I'm going to do this for all of them, and I'll kind of speed up the process here real quick. But all right, so now I've filled out all of the air conditioning contractor, and as you'll look down here, it also will fill out the other ones that correlate to it. And so then just scroll down until you see more that are not listed. And so we're done, right? But are we? Not really. So you need to come back in here and check because Google will continually update your services and add new ones. And you need to go ahead and update those descriptions as we go. Now, if you already know of some services that you would like to add that maybe are on your website already or something like that, you can go into the correct area and just add that service. But like I said, Google will continually add services to your business and you just need to keep up with them. And so from there, we're pretty darn close. We just showed you how to do updates. We just filled out the rest of our services from our categories, business categories. Now we have one final task that we're going to do here. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to create products. So a product catalog right on Google. Now it's not a full product catalog. What we're trying to do is we're trying to hit some of these industry keywords. And from there, we should rank a little bit better with these keywords. So how I typically do this, so we're doing this for a heating and air conditioning business. We already know that we have air conditioning, we have heating, we have like indoor air quality maintenance, things like this. If you have any extras like you deal with water heaters, you would put this in excess of what we already have. But our main focus right now is we need to get some cooling stuff out there. So we have not done any products up until this point. And so one of the main things that we need to do first is we're going to have to create new categories. And so for the product categories, we're going to be dealing with cooling services and whatnot. And so the main category we're going to work on right now will be cooling services. Okay. So we have created that basically creates the category of cooling services. Well, we need a product within cooling services. And so we're going to do like air conditioning repair services. Okay. So this is something that people might search for is air conditioning repair services, inside cooling services. We don't necessarily need to do a price. We don't necessarily need to do a product description. However, I do highly recommend that we do a landing page URL. Now, you might be wondering, we just set up a single page website. So do we link all of them to the homepage? Well, yes and no. So we're going to link them to the homepage, but we're going to link them to specific locations on the homepage. So here we're doing air conditioning, and I didn't even spell that right. I guess it would help. Air conditioning repair services. Okay. And this is going to be inside cooling services. But we're going to go over to our website. And on our website, we can kind of choose where we want to go. So this is inside our website builder. All right, so if we come over here and we select residential and commercial cooling services and we scroll down, there'll be a CSS selector here. We can click that. And then basically what we're going to do is we're going to come back over here where we were working on this, and we're going to do HTTPS. We're going to do the website, proactiveheatcool.com, and then we're going to paste in that CSS selector. And so this should take us to this exact location, but we're going to verify it real quick. So I'm going to highlight it. We're going to copy. We'll come up here. We're going to paste and go. And it should automatically scroll us down to that AC repair area. Should. There it goes. All right, so now it moved us all the way to residential commercial. So that basically just tells Google that you do actually have that product on your website. Even though we are a one-page website, we're still able to do this. Next issue, we need to add a photo, okay? So we're going to go ahead and go back over into our Canva where we created this. We want to do also, some people do a square one, and that's perfectly fine. I prefer to do the widescreen version because it kind of just shows up a little bit better. And so here we're on AC repair services, right? So for AC repair services, I'm just going to put, I'm not going to spend a lot of time. We're just got proactive here. We got Chris, and I'm going to blow it up to where it's big enough. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to hit T, should pop up a text. We're going to do something like air conditioning repair services. We're going to change the font a little bit just to suit better. Man, this is really slow. I'll go League Spartan on it. All right. So now that we've done that, let's blow it up a little bit bigger. It's so slow. Move it up to the top. I'm going to go ahead and hit R, which puts a rectangle out here. I'm going to move this, make this big enough to cover that whole thing. We'll move it up here. Let me go ahead and make that a little bit bigger. Perfect. Let me round these corners off a little bit real fast. We'll change this color. We'll make it a little more transparent. Not that transparent. We'll change the color of the text to red, and we'll do the background will be, what's happening? And we want the background to be something like maybe a white. Let's see how it works. All right, and then we'll scoot this up a little bit. Perfect. Real quick, just to pretty it up a little bit, let me try to add some effects. I didn't mean to hit that. No, off. Try to add some effects. We're going to add a shadow underneath it. We'll do a black shadow, a little bit of blur, a lot of transparent. All right, perfect. Is that going to work? More offset. Beautiful. Okay. Boom. And we're going to share that. Just done real quick. Something real fast. Okay. I got air conditioner repair services. We're going to go ahead and download the current page. And then when we download it, what are we going to do? We're going to name it with keywords and location tags. So we're going to name this something like air conditioning, if I can spell, repair services in Ulaga and Claremore. Okay, by HVAC contractor, proactive heating and cooling. All right, save. So now we've saved this, and now we're going to go ahead and upload this. This is going to be our image. Select your photo. We'll click that one that we just created. Boom, done and done. And then we'll go ahead and publish this puppy. All right, perfect. Publish. Then we'll go look and see what it looks like. Let's go check it out. So we always have to hit the refresh button. I want to make sure that it looks like we want it to look because we're about to do a whole bunch of other ones, right? It has not populated yet. Give it a minute. All right, so now we've uploaded this one. It hasn't populated yet, but we're going to go ahead and upload at least the rest of the cooling services. I'm not too awful worried about our heating services currently. But like I said, we're going to have cooling services, then we'll have heating services. Then I recommend you do something like indoor air quality or duct work on top of that. And then you could add like water heater services, et cetera, duct cleaning, what have you. Right now, we're just going to focus on air conditioning services, and I'm going to put maintenance. So sometimes you could do a maintenance services by itself. I'm going to put maintenance under cooling services, and I'm also going to put maintenance under heating services. So currently, I'm just going to focus on cooling services, and I'm going to knock this out really quick, and then we'll pick it right back up from here. One of the cool things that we could do while we're over here is we can actually completely copy the same format, basically. So what we want to do is, I can't even select it. So we would select, right, this. We're going to select it, tell it to group. Okay. God, it's so delayed. Once it is grouped, then we're going to duplicate it. And then we'll just drag that down here to the next one. Okay. Now, once we have dragged that, once we have that down here, we can just paste it. But then now we're going to do install. Perfect. And so now it directly matches the previous one that we used. So we have the kind of like branding and whatnot. And then we're going to go ahead and download that. All right, now we have added all of our cooling services. We'll continue to go on and add other things like our indoor air quality and whatnot. But for this video today, this is all we're going to add because this is our main focus right now. We're trying to focus on getting these cooling phone calls to come in because it's already 95 degrees outside and the phones are ringing somewhere. We just need to get them over to us. Now, as you can see, they are populating on here. And so we'll come over here and we're going to click view our products currently, just to verify that everything works. All right, so the maintenance one hasn't showed up over here yet, but that is perfectly fine. We're going to click on air conditioning repair services. We'll visit the site, make sure that it pops up. Looks like it pops up. Perfect. It should scroll us down. Perfect. Go back. We'll try this one. Visit site. Perfect. All right. So this one's also going to scroll down. So what we should really do is we should add product descriptions in this. I just did this really quick just to try to knock this out for you guys. But if you were to go in here, you can still edit these after the fact. So we go into the maintenance, and then we could say we need a product description for AC system maintenance. Okay. Just over on Google Gemini. Um, so we could come over here, just boom, copy, paste. So that will be a whole lot better. And so once you do that, you'll see it's pending right now. Right, let me go ahead and add this to a couple of them. Perfect. Done deal. Paste, publish. We're gonna do the same thing over here for repair services. So make real quick work of this. Fill it out as full as possible, always. Paste. All right. So now that's done. We'll go back up here. We'll hit the refresh button. Hopefully they all populate now. So you can scroll through, see what they look like. We got maintenance on there now. Good. Beautiful. All right. And that wraps up everything that we're going to do on this video. That also wraps up pretty much what we need to do on our Google Business Profile in the initial stages. Now, don't get me wrong, you need to come in at least once a week into your Google Business Profile. Get rid of all these cards, okay? Go ahead and dismiss all of them that don't need to be addressed and address all of them that you can address. This will go a very long way as far as Google knowing that you're active and that you should rank. We've pretty much filled out everything from here. We're going to go in and we're going to start working on our website, and we're going to start working on a way to get reviews into our business, because that is one of the other major ranking factors, is consistent reviews coming into your business. Not just having a plethora of reviews. It is very important that daily, weekly, monthly, you have new reviews pouring in. And that will just tell Google that you're relevant currently and that you should be listed, regardless of whether your competitor has 5,000 reviews or not, because all your reviews are coming consistently through time. Stay tuned for that next episode, which will be dropping next week, Saturday at 9 a.m. We'll see you there.